Gainesville is where I grew up. I always, knew I'd come back here. My wife's from here. We knew we wanted to settle down here, and so just having the support of the community here in Evansville and having all the connections really made this an attractive market for Azzip. I came up with the idea whenever I was at Purdue and entered into the business plan competition there. Ended up winning that and won $20,000 to go towards starting a business. So it was really the push and the motivation that this was a good idea. This was something that could actually work, and this was something that I didn't have to wait to do. I could go home and try to do it right now. I love Chipotle. I love going there. I love that style of service, seeing it made right in front of you. And that was kind of the spark of, well, why couldn't we do this for pizza? And that was that's how I kind of came up with the idea. It was basically a mashup of pizza and that style of service. And then we just had to figure out how to cook it quick enough that it made sense to do it that way. I spent time making pizzas at home. I spent time reading pizza blogs, and not because I was doing it to make money, but because I really enjoyed it and I thought it was fun to do in my spare time. We've now got over 150 employees, and my entire family works for Azzip, so that's kind of fun. I have to always give credit to my mom for the name Azzip. She's the one that came up with it. We were talking in the car one day about different ideas for names, and she said, well, what about pizza spelled backwards? And it stuck. So it just made sense.
The Niemeyers themselves are awesome people to work for and with, for sure. They like to pop into each store, get to know all the team members, know everybody's names. On a random shift, you don't know when it's coming, but the home office crew will all come in because at some point they all worked in a store. They will all come in and send everybody home. They go home, get paid anyway, and the home office gets to handle that shift, which is cool. One of my favorite things about working here is that at any given time you can kind of come in and it's tough to tell who's in charge. Everyone's cross-trained to do everything, so we're constantly helping each other out.
I always say it's like a fine-tuned machine because we have a really good flow throughout the process, and we also have a lot of freedom to be ourselves. It's a really creative environment, and we are so quick getting people in and out. The actual cooking process takes 2.5 minutes, so that's a really good thing that Azzip has. Another thing is the fresh ingredients. We really have so many herbs and vegetables, and the meats are excellent quality. So I would just say the ingredients are probably the main thing that set us apart from everyone else.
Really, it's about doing everyone right, making sure we are able to build a great team and an environment in the store. And that's the real goal as we continue to grow, is to make sure that we're able to do that every single time. It's really important to us that we have a great culture and environment in the stores that the teams get to go in and work in every day. And that's going to be the future. That's going to be the goal for the future, is to keep that up and continue that. And so we really look up to a company like In-N-Out, who's grown over 40, 50, 60 years and has never franchised. They've never deviated from staying very regional where they're at, and taking really good care of their teams and their stores and keeping it simple. So those are all things we look up to, and something that we really want to kind of emulate as we continue to grow.
They want to maintain it as a family-owned and operated company, which is awesome. The Niemeyers work really, really hard because it is just mom, dad, 3 sons, and then a select group of office staff who run all of our 7 stores, and they look to open a few stores every year for the foreseeable future. And like I said, maintain that family-owned and operated status.
When I walk in, I know someone. Specifically on the west side, I can walk in and they know exactly what I want. I don't have to say anything. Recently, have I just been coming to the east side because I live closer over here. So kind of making those connections and whatnot.
So find something that you're really passionate about, that you really enjoy doing, and that's going to make everything else a lot easier. And then if you start to kind of chase something, don't be afraid to start on a smaller scale than you would eventually like to get to. The original Azzip location is a lot smaller than our stores are now, but it was a great way to test the concept and make sure that this would actually work.